Welcome to Abuse Has Many Faces. Are you maybe in the situation right now where you feel a deep lack of effectiveness, that you don't make a difference in anything you do right now? You rather making yourself small instead, and you keep on hiding yourself rather instead of showing up and have a certain standing for what you are here? And do you feel for a while, maybe now, a big lack of confidence, of trusting yourself, of feeling yourself at all, and see that you're not showing yourself in a independent, fresh, alive way, and you tend to rather judge yourself quickly instead. So no matter what happens, a positive or negative comment, you judge yourself. So you lower the positive comment and you increase the negative comment, so that there is an institution within you judging who you are, like constantly. And do you also notice for a while, probably now, in constellations like in jobs or work environments or even in family, where you have a increasing fear to speak up for yourself? Instead, you notice that you're holding yourself back and not saying what you really explode to say almost. You would love to say it, but there is this fear taking over, telling you don't do it. So you step back, and afterwards you end up being angry on yourself or on others that might have interrupted you, even because you waited too long. That happens a lot at work, where there is speed, the daily procedure. That happens a lot in the family, where everybody has certain ideas about who you are. And that happens probably with your partner as well, where there's a usual procedure going on and things just develop slowly in a certain direction. This also can happen at your bakery around the corner while you're standing in the line waiting and you want to speak up and you can't. It also happens a lot online nowadays in countless chat rooms where people discuss, where you rather choose to be quiet than being too loud for whatever reasons. There is a silent control power behind it, a power that is controlling you indeed all the time. That makes you to hold yourself back. And this power is called abuse. You'll find out here in this video why this topic affects you as a team leader, as an entrepreneur, as somebody working directly with other human beings in order to encourage them, teach them, etc., etc., like a coach or healer or somebody else, a project leader, etc., etc. I am Marianne Böhm from the 618 bEvolution Crown Path, where strong people like you become their true self and step into their true self-autonomy, so that your life can grow and flourish accordingly, so that you live free with the right people. Forgotten and over. I don't think about anymore. It does not longer affect me. These and similar ideas and concepts are unfortunately widespread wrong concepts. Because traumas, abuse of all kinds, to hope that you will forget and not think about it anymore, it's an illusion in most cases. You cannot bury them forever. You cannot not talk about them forever, because they will pass you. They will just put themselves in front of you and say, hello, look at me now. We are real in your life. This is how nature works. This is how your body functions. And that is why in this video you will get ideas how to work them out once and for all, and not through forgetting them. I will list here some symptoms for you, the symptoms that even confirm what I just said. It's just the opposite, because if you could forget and not think about them anymore and everything is fine, you had no symptoms nowadays. But you cannot forget and not think about abuse at all, because it's traumatic for a child and it's in your body stored and not in your mind. You might have this, like many entrepreneurs have this a lot, like postponing your tasks and decisions. You just postponed all the time for the next day, next hour, next week. I don't know yet. I will see, let's see, etc. Not now. You know the game. Also anger and to be irritated. You're angry with your team or customers even, or your family and partner, and there's no clear reason for it. It is just an unconscious pressure from inside that makes you acting out against other people. That's a sure symptom for sure. Then you need to retreat for peace and quiet and alone time. You cannot have contact too much. Sure sign. There is overwhelm in the play here. Also the symptom that I just said already, that you are not expressing what really moves you, that you're holding back and you don't dare to speak up, or or not speaking up in a certain way you would like to. And then there is this great fear of criticism in the room, which even gives you physical pain. Just when somebody would ask you something or say something that might have critics in his words, doesn't even have to be like that, but you hear it as critics, and that gives you a physical pain in the heart space, or in the solar plexus space, in the belly, in the neck muscles, or wherever. Then there is abuse trauma in your body. Then there is this inability to work independently on your own feet, just on your own pace, in your own way, in a way you like to do things, etc., etc. You cannot do it without somebody telling you how to do it, even when it's complete important tasks. You are only functioning under pressure, and then you deliver. Bam, 1, 2, 3, done. But not on your own when there is no pressure. Same symptomatic. There can be an aversion of conflict. And you have an inner impulse to flee when there is a conflict maybe rising in front of you where you are part of it. Maybe, maybe not. So just that already makes you going somewhere else. You want to disappear in a hole under your seat. You want to just, I don't know. Yeah, you get the point. You just want to be out of the room, and you might find an excuse to leave even the room. Then you might notice something that is pretty silent, but one day you notice, that's me. And this is when you are being honest, a poor performance. You might do a lot. You work a lot. There is so much to do in your daily life. But when you look closer, are you getting really things done a lot that needs to be done? Or is it more you're keeping yourself busy all the time with things that are not even relevant to much. That's what I mean with poor performance. You fill up your day with work, keeping you busy, making you forgetting things and not thinking about things, and not noticing that this is a pattern. That goes along a lot with less interest, with disinterest in things that you usually have been interested in a lot. So where you now don't care anymore, you just don't feel anything anymore. You're kind of numb meanwhile. And then there's this belittling and criticizing others, so that you become the person giving that to others what you have experienced yourself when you were the little one. Yeah, these are clear symptoms of diverse childhood abuse. Childhood abuse is not always exclusively sexual. Sometimes it's both and a lot together, and sometimes is a lot but not that. Abuse has many faces, and I want to give you here the common ones so that you can check for yourself if you have any of them experienced, or in what form, in what amount, in what intensity, in what kinds, etc., etc. So the first is a classical one, is an emotionally and physically absent mother that maybe got sick or couldn't show all the time, couldn't be there for you, like for personal issues, etc., resulting a mother that could not give a lot affection. Even though it wasn't intentionally, it is an abuse form, because a mother that disconnects from a little child is causing severe trauma. Because what happens here is the little human being, saves information, something like, I'm alone, I have to save myself here, my life, because nobody is here for me, nobody protects me, nobody takes care for me. I am not protected from any danger. So it jumps into tension, conclusions, emotions that build up trauma. And if this is ongoing, this is an ongoing survival mode situation of a child, resulting into further and further and further symptoms. And then there is another classic reason, and that's an overly strict father, for example, who occasionally even hit or maybe drank at home or not at home sometimes. So that causes another severe impact. Also, two parents who fought all the time, let's say, or very often, and vent their grief and win the child over the side of the battle. So the parents were just abusing the one child who was available for that, trying to involve the child into his or her story, and the same with the other side. So the child was in between the parents, trying to create harmony, because the child is here in a safe space, so-called safe space for his or her survival. And fighting parents would create a lot of stress for the child, because if the parents separate, then the child might not be safe at all anymore. So the child tries to harmonize the fighting parents. And both sides are trying to get the child's in their interest and to work against the other side of the parents. That's highly abusive on many levels. Another one, but many people are not talking about, are toxic siblings who manipulated this one sibling mostly is usually an older one, because an older sibling is further developed already. A few years is a big jump between the children, so the smaller child is always behind the big one and can be abused easily by the elder one or the older sister or brother. So they would even be able to make the little one believe that he or she is the problem. Abusive, very abusive, because this happens not only once, this happens ongoingly the whole childhood. Another common one is if one parent is at home, mother or father, usually the father in a classic environment, instrumentalize the children, pitting the children against each other, using the children to build a front against one child. And having a father shirking his responsibilities. So the child that is being abused here is again left alone, fighting again for survival. Another one, a very common one, is being ridiculed. For example, when you would open your heart and speak up for something that is important for you. Maybe you have created something, crafted something you have been very proud of, and the others were laughing about it. This is very hurtful and has severe consequences and creates sometimes in the adulthood as well. And of course, the most classic one is the punishment by parents, even though when the child was innocent and the sibling had twisted the situation. So the sibling were the bad ones, let's say, and the other one gets always the punishment, or most of the times. Highly abusive. Yeah, this is just a rough overview of childhood abuse and a family of origin. So the main thing here is that you will just see and have a look on your own situation and only understand in this video that next step is to look closer into all these issues and see how are they correlating with your daily life, and finding ways to resolve the causes of these experiences and ripping them off from your body system to clear your system from the causes, so that you clear your path and your symptoms can disappear in your now present life. Especially when you're self-employed and working directly and daily with people, guiding them, teaching them, encouraging them, empowering them, etc., etc., you need to clear your path in order to support the people in the same way. Otherwise, your blockages would be transferred to the others, and acted out there and create the same issues for them or similar ones. So this is just a little sequence. This is one main pillar of the 618 crown path, where we guide our participants on into their self-autonomy. And the first next step is just opened, or will be open again soon at February 1st. You will find the link under the video where you can register for this first step, and also other information about the crown path, where you can clear your path of autonomy and living in true freedom. And I see you in the next video.